So I bought this cool letter opener on Amazon and I love using it, but I hate putting it in my drawer when I'm finished because it looks so cool. It makes paying my bills just a little bit cooler. It's like I'm fighting my bills and they're dying. I think it should stay on top of my desk. By the way, I put a link in the video description so you can check out this letter opener. I think you'll be amazed too. So I decided to make a stand for it, but I couldn't just put a hole in an object because it would just flop around. I wanted to stand straight up. So I want to show you the process I go through when I make things for myself. So here's the process. I took out my digital calipers and I took measurements. I measured it in one direction. There you go, 9.69, which I'm just going to say 9.7. And then I turned it the other way and then I measured the other direction. I'll just say, made it a little bit thinner. So 1.82, which, pretty easy to remember. So once I had these basic measurements, I added 1/10 to each side and then I opened up Tinkercad. In Tinkercad, I put in a block and then I, measured one side, or I put 9.8 because I added a 1/10. And then on the other side, I put 1.9. So here roughly is what it is, the basic size. However, the shape of the sword is not just a box. So I wanted to create that diamond shape, if you will. So what I have to do is I have to find the perfect angle here, which I'm going to move this thing several times before I find it, and then adjust it so I can create this diamond and hopefully get it right. And the trick to this, I realized in the middle of this, was that I had to figure out where is the center of this red box. So I zoomed in and I clicked on it. And once I clicked on it, I realized, the center is just left of that thick blue line. So to make it easier on myself, I moved it over so that the center would be on the thicker blue line. So I click on the box. It's just a little bit more, and then it'll be in the center. So I click on it and there it is. Now that thick blue line is directly the center. So I move the box over, the one that's going to erase part of it. And then I look, is it about halfway? It is a little bit, but I need to change the angle. It's so close, but I just need to change the angle just a little bit. And then I think I can get pretty close to it. So I move it and let's see. Is it the center? See, the thing is, if you adjust one, the other one has to be adjusted too. So I find it, I duplicate it, and I mirror it. And now I know exactly where it should be. The edge of one should be at the edge of the other right there. And now that I have them both, see right there, that tells me it's exactly at the center. So I'm going to select both of them, duplicate them, mirror them, and then drag them to the other side. Yep, this is what I do for fun, people. So I zoom in and I see that I just moved it too far. So I'm going to use my arrow keys and just drag it down, or just move it down with the arrow keys. So that looks just about right. Yep, I'm going to group them all. And now I got a better version of the shape. Now I need to make it a hole. Click on that. I'm going to drag a box over. And I'm going to make this just a little bit taller so I can manipulate it easier. So the box is 20 by 20 by 20. So perfect, right? I'm going to align them. I'm going to make sure it's centered on both sides. And then I'm going to group them. And then I'm going to print this and see what my first prototype looks like. Now, don't expect perfection because this is what happened when I put it in there. It didn't actually go all the way through. It wasn't very sturdy. And if I pushed it in, it wasn't going that far. So I had to make this thing bigger. So I go back to Tinkercad and I look at the dimensions, but first I got to ungroup this thing because there's no way I can change the dimensions unless I have two separate objects. So I click away, I click on this, and then I make it wider by 1/10. And then I make it thicker. Well, let me click on the object. There, I centered it. So I just made it on one side because it didn't go through just on the width. So I grouped it, I exported it, I printed it, and then you get to see the results here. I'm going to put the letter opener right through there, and it did not go. So I didn't open it wide enough. So that's so sad. Yeah, makes you want to cry. So I went back to Tinkercad, and this time I'm thinking, you know what? I shouldn't be printing this that much. So I'm going to, first of all, change the dimensions, make it a little bit wider, maybe a little bit, I guess, thicker as well. I'm talking about the hole, not the box. And then I'm going to center it again, try to get it right. And of course, I don't want to print the whole box over again. So I just want to print as little as possible so that it'll work the first time, even though it didn't work the first time. So let's see if it goes pretty high up. And this one looks good, but it doesn't go all the way up. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to print something that's going to go that far up. I just wanted to go far enough. And I think this is the winner. Now, this is the best part because I have found the answer. And now the question is, what am I going to put this in? What am I going to put this hole in so that it would hold my letter opener? Well, first thing that came to mind was the skull. I'm going to put this in a skull. I know it's a little dark, but that's my humor. So I copied it. I dragged it over, and then I grouped it. And I thought, well, what else could I be using? What would you put this thing in? I'm thinking maybe an apple. So I grabbed an apple, made it a little bit bigger because I think that apple would fall over if I just did it like that. And then I'm going to just drag that over there, duplicate it, drag it. I didn't want to interfere with the stem because I thought the stem was pretty cool. So I'm just going to move it over to one side and not interfere with the stem because it's just so pretty. By the way, when I printed it, that little stem broke off. I had to glue it back on. So then I think I'm going to align this. Yeah, I just wanted to be centered in one area. So right there, good. And then let's see the results. By the way, I'm going to have all these things available in the video description so you can see, you can print them on your own. So here you go. Perfect fit. A little macabre, but still. The apple, great fit. But I ended up with this one, this last print. I like it even more, and it's a stone. Of course, you want to pull a sword-like object out of a stone. So I'm going to leave the link there so that you can put it on any object you want. And don't forget, it only works with the sword in the video description. And if you want to help me pay my bills, you will use that link to help me out. Have a good one.